All right.
Woohoo, Jill.
Oh, this is a good one. This is early rock and roll time here. A nice mid-morning session as we welcome into the Blind & Sons and Wayside Furniture Studio C sessions, Jill Sobule. How's it going, Jill?
Oh, it's great. It's a little early.
Little early.
But it's great.
It's so great. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks to our audience of Summit members for being here. So first off, welcome back to Ohio. You were just at Kent Stage last night, and you've been out on the road with The Fix. How's that all going?
Oh, you know what I always say? It's an honor to open up for them. They're so talented. But isn't it good to know that the people that you're opening up for are also not asses?
Yes, totally true.
They've been so nice to me,
Yeah.
and had me like family. Like I was on the bus last night,
Yeah.
and they're trying to offer me cider.
Nice. They seem like kind of cool, earthy dudes, you know,
Yeah,
right?
they're so together. I mean, think about it. They've been together more than 40 years. The original members. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that happens. Either people leave, they fight, or they die.
Right. That's kind of the rock and roll tale, I guess, there. But yeah, that is pretty cool, though. A great show with The Fix. And thanks for making time the morning after to come here.
Oh, my joy.
And yeah. And we'll talk about all the stuff you have coming up in a moment. But let's get started with a song. Let's do a first song.
Okay, let me think. I'm on. You know, I've been doing, over the last couple of years, a show in New York, a musical.
Yep.
Called, I can't say it, but F word 7th grade.
Yes, F 7th grade. Right. We'll refer to it like that.
And I thought maybe I would do a song from that. And
Yep.
that this is, I always say the worst breakup I had wasn't romantic. It wasn't with one person. It was with this whole group of girls. And but I'd like to. It's kind of I'm used to doing this one with a band, and they sing this kind of counter melody in the chorus. So would you guys sing it with me? I'll show you. I go. It's kind of Burt Bacharach-y. It goes. I go. Someday, some way. Let's try it. Someday, some way. Perfect. And some of the references kind of date me, but I'm looking out at you guys and they date you too. Retainers and braces for all pretty faces. Startup bras, shirts made of gauze on a soft focus field with the sunset behind. Strawberry gloss. Older girls with the sun in hair. Then my best friend became aware of the boys after school. She began to wear strawberry gloss. This is it. Someday, some way, love will be calling, and I will be falling, and sometime I'll find someone to love me too. Hot Wheels and comic books hidden away for 17 magazine and Gina Tay. So I kiss the mirror to see how I taste. Strawberry gloss, come on. Someday, some way, love will be calling and I will be falling, and sometimes I'll find someone to love me too. It was a terrible time and no one explained. Everyone suffers, and let me just say, some had it worse, Here I am waiting for you in strawberry glass. Last time, come on, even you. Someday, someday, some way, love will be calling and I will be falling, and sometime I'll find someone to love me too. Someday I'll say it's what made me, and no regrets maybe, and sometime I'll find someone to love me. Strawberry glass.
Well, how about that? It's Jill Sobule here in Studio C on the Summit FM. And you got to tell us a little bit more about F7th Grade, the musical memoir. So this is a cast recording. Tell us what's been going on with this production.
Well, the last couple of years we did 4 runs in a theater in the East Village in New York, and I had a band with me, and it's kind of a musical memoir. I mean, it's scripted, but it's basically my story.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with being a girl wanting to be a rock and roller early on, and I had no role models back then. I can't think of anyone. I mean, my first instrument, I wanted to be Ringo Starr. I had a drum set.
Yep, okay.
And somehow my parents convinced me a nice acoustic guitar would be a much better option. So, and so it was, we were up for the Drama Desk Award. We were New York Times critic pick. And it's really interesting because anyone who comes, all generations, everyone agrees middle school was the worst time of our lives.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it the truth? Yeah.
And how important music was for our survival.
So where was this for you? You grew up in Denver?
Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. Give us kind of the picture of idyllic life growing up in Denver and getting into music.
Well, you know what? In Denver, I'd look out and the backdrop would be the Rocky Mountains. But when you grow up and that's what you're used to, nothing, it doesn't matter. And so I could have been in anywhere, So, but musically too, it was a rich time. But what was more important was I had an older brother 6 years older than me.
Okay.
So he had the cool music, so I wasn't just listening to the teeny bopper crap.
Right. So what are some of those early music influences that you got into in that, middle school era?
Well, what's going to amaze you is that I had such eclectic taste. Like I remember some of my first records were, Ziggy Stardust.
Yep.
And then my brother had, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks and Tapestry, and I'd have a Sabbath record, and then I'd have a James Brown record. So I had such variety. And then my parents' records, and, they had a lot of jazz, and they had a lot of that, like Stan Getz kind of music.
Yeah.
And it was. So I was a weird kid, and I didn't have many friends. So that was my friend.
The music became.
The music.
Yeah. Well, and so when did you know that you were going to really pursue this, and become a professional songwriter and performer?
I was, in junior high school. Can I just brag for a second?
Yes, absolutely.
My solo in my 8th grade jazz band won us state. I mean, thank you.
That?
I've never won anything since then. I'm resting on my laurels.
Yeah.
But again, when I got older, it was like girls could only be the singer, or else you finger pick nice songs. So once I changed to be a singer songwriter, and then when I went to college, I thought, this music, who makes money doing music? I might as well get a real life. And then on my junior year abroad program, my third year, a guy walked by while a friend and I decided, let's go busk on the street. And I think I was doing like Neil Young covers or something. And a guy said, hey, would you guys play my nightclub? And at first we're like, yeah, we're two young American girls. Like, yeah, what kind of creep is this? But it ended up being legitimate.
Yeah.
And I ended up dropping out of school and playing the nightclub. And I think if that guy hadn't walked by, I think who knows what I would have been doing. I mean, I think my career's been a bunch of kind of accidental incidences.
Just funny moments that happened and led to this and then the next thing.
Right, because I would have been diagnosed with ADHD and procrastinating. I just go with the flow.
Just go. That's a good philosophy to have, it would seem.
Well, it's not all the time, but yes.
Much of the time. Well, our guest, Jill Sobule here on the Summit FM. It's Studio C. How about another song for us? What do you want to play next here for our great audience of Summit members?
I thought maybe, do you guys want to hear something with a little dialogue from F7th grade?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so this is the first song I actually do, and it is before 7th grade. It's when I thought life had all possibilities, and I wanted to be a rock and roller, and I wanted this blue Raleigh chopper, which, then later the girls made fun of me because it was a boy's bike. And so this is the song before things get crappy. And I say, the chopper was the coolest bike I'd ever seen. I wanted it so bad, I asked for it for what felt like forever. And I finally got it for my birthday. It was this blue Raleigh with a big seat, not quite the banana seat, and a small front wheel. Rolling down First to Colorado Boulevard, faster than the breeze in my Raleigh blue chopper. Man at the store says it's a boy's bike. Yeah, I know it's a Raleigh blue chopper. Girls in my neighborhood with the pretty girl bikes, they don't like, no, we don't like each other in my Raleigh blue chopper. Rolling down the hill to the JCC, kindergarten kids all looking at me. I can ride with no hands, with both eyes shut, soar between cars at the Pizza Hut. Boys that are used to beat up, getting tall. I'm still small, but I'm no teeny bopper in my Raleigh blue chopper. When I was 12, I was this fierce little rocker who wanted to be Jimi Hendrix. The boys used to think I was cool. The girls, I think they envied me. And I didn't have to tell anybody what I was. I just was. I had this imaginary band, whoosh. My soulmates, and they were perfect. Girl rockers of my imagination in black leather and Susie Quattro shag. So cool. We'd rehearse Hey Joe in my garage because it was the only song I knew. And then afterwards, we'd put on a seance to bring back Jimi Hendrix and Abe Lincoln. And at the same time, and we called ourselves Secrets of the Vatican. That was the name of my actual first band. I could play a bar chord when I was 6. Play Hey Joe with the Hendrix lick. I was a star, but Mr. Hill said, girls finger pick, it's the boys who shred. Girls finger pick, it's the boys who shred. Got a radio strapped to the handlebar, singing Telegram Sam, I'm a rock and roll star. 5 on the floor, wish I had more. Fly away forever. Kryptonite love cross my heart. No one will keep us apart. I'm fast. I'm a badass. In my Raleigh blue chopper. I brought a fuzz pedal with me.
That is pretty sweet, the fuzz pedal and everything. Jill Sobule for Studio C and a room full of Summit members here on the Summit FM. And I'm Brad Savage. Thank you for joining us here today. It's so cool to hear about the seventh grade autobiographical soundtrack. So that's officially coming out. The album is coming out June 6th.
Yeah, the band we recorded a couple months ago, a cast recording. So
yeah,
it'll be out.
It's pretty cool. But you've been building fans of this show for a few years in New York then.
Yeah, it's been a thing to do. So we want to get it out to regional theaters. So.
I was just going to ask
so
if that's...
let's figure out a theater to bring it here.
Oh,
it's
there's a
really
couple we
fun.
could work with
Could
here
we
in Akron.
work on it?
Yeah, we can absolutely.
Would you guys come to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about that?
You know what? I have to tell you something great because it takes place in Denver, but I mentioned, and I don't change their names, all the bullies and the mean girl, Kathy Pepper.
Yeah.
And I played it in Denver, and they all came to my show.
What? The ones that are
they
actually...
paid $50 to have me rip them to shreds. But you know what? They ended up being great, and now we're red. And I realized that everybody was as miserable as me almost.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known that. That would have been
Right.
great comfort.
It's hard to get the wisdom to see that at the time.
Yeah, completely.
And that's so interesting. So the bullies turned out okay.
Yeah, they turned out great, actually. And Kathy Pepper, the one I kind of, at the end, there's a redemption song at the end, but I said to her, look, I'm using your name in it, and you're the mean person. Can I would you like me to change it? And she says, don't you dare.
Wow.
You know, she's
Yeah.
like, I like it there.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Well, that's kind of hopeful, though, like that.
Completely
That people
great.
will grow over time.
People do grow. I mean, kids are jerks.
Yes. It's true. It's true. I remember it well. Well, I also wanted to point out, so that comes out June 6th, but also on June 6th, a Rhino Records reissue of your 1995 self-titled album, the album that had I Kissed a Girl and Karen by Night and everything. So the same day.
No, can you imagine 25 years
Yeah.
ago? It makes no sense to me.
Wait,
It was
I think it's-
1995.
I think it's 30 years.
No, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm doing the quick math in my head. Where does the time go, Jill? Like,
This makes absolutely no sense to me.
yeah.
It's so crazy.
So do you remember, like, looking at that album and how, that you were pretty left of center, pretty underground, but briefly subverted that into the mainstream consciousness, radio and lots of press and big tours and festivals. How did you feel when that album was first coming out?
Well, it was freaky because like I said, I had no plan.
Yeah.
I did, it was kind of accidental, like the song I Kissed a Girl, the original one, of course.
Yes.
People ask me how I feel about the Katy Perry one that she did.
Yep.
I mean, it was this, well, all in all, it was good because a bunch of 13-year-old girls, when hers came out, accidentally bought mine. I just imagine their faces like, what the hell is this? But I wasn't totally aware, just taking advantage of the moment. And there's another thing, is because it took me by surprise. There's some moments when I wish I would have enjoyed more. I was nervous a lot of that time, and taking advantage of the, not just the luck, but that you got to a place and that you reached people, and people enjoyed what you did, and that's a huge thing. That someone who's maybe having a horrible day, for 2 minutes they listen to a song of yours or they see a performance, and somehow that lifts them. I mean, that's a social service.
It's kind of the power of music and what we do, creating art, and connecting. I mean, it's all about connection and just meeting people where they are, getting to know someone.
Yeah, and it's great. Like right now, I liked it better when I could see all your faces. Right now it's dark, it's cooler looking.
Right.
But I love performing where I feel like I'm here, the star. You guys are listen to my songs. I like it more when I'm like, hey, let's have a conversation.
Sure.
Like this is I love doing what we're doing now, what you're doing with me, because that feels like that connection.
Yeah. Well, that's what everyone's longing for in such divided times. So, not to get off topic, but sometimes I think a social media world and a 5-second attention span has brought us further apart than just connecting through common interaction.
Oh, it's and I see this the last couple of years. I went out with the Fix a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And the kind of divide and anger and tribalism I'm seeing now is way stronger than it was.
Yep.
And it's hard to figure out how to navigate, because I know my normal, when I'm doing my own shows, my audience, that I know how to navigate. But when you're dealing with a kind of a mixed audience, how you
dance that delicate line of opinion.
And when I first started, I might have made a few mistakes.
Sure.
And sometimes I have a song about J.D. Vance.
Yes.
And it didn't go over well.
Well, we heard about this. Yeah, just share that story real briefly. We're in a safe space here. I
got shoved, actually. Someone accosted me. But I learned, I'm opening up for the Fix, and you want to be able to say your things. And protest music has been, I grew up listening to my brother, like John Prine, and even like What's Going On. That's been such a big thing. And I opened up for people like Billy Bragg. I did things with Rage Against the Machine. So you're used to it, but you also want to respect the opening, the Fix's audience, and you don't want to make people uncomfortable in a lot of ways.
Right.
So I actually have a song about that.
Oh, should we do this song?
Yeah.
Tell us about this song.
Well, I haven't recorded it. Well, a few years ago, but there's certain words I can't say. Can I here?
Well, we're not live on air, so we could edit it. You could self-edit, whatever you prefer.
Well, I'll say you can edit it, but the word I can't say.
Andrew, what's the verdict on that? We'll edit later. Perfect.
Okay. Well, I know that. Well, but I'm using it in a nice way.
Oh, well, okay.
No, it is. I am.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I know you shouldn't feed the trolls, but someone was saying after a show, did not like what I was doing. It kept saying on my Facebook post, saying all these things, and one of them was called me a commie dyke Jew. And
my gosh.
So I decided I was going to write this person a song and send it to them. And I sent, and that person wrote back, gave me 4 thumbs up and said, "You're great. I'm never going to bother you again."
Well, so if you confront it.
So there. So I thought, maybe there's ways to deal with people that aren't so,
Yeah.
So here, should I try it?
Let's do it.
I woke up this morning, I opened the shades, the birds were singing, my phone wasn't ringing, then I checked my mail after I read the news. The first time I met lovely you. I get you don't like me, I think I can tell. The vitriol, the words you misspell. You could be 10 years old or a drunk old man. Whoever you are, you have time on your hands. It's just as easy to be nice as it is to be an asshole. Easy to be kind as it is to be a jerk. A smile works better than a grimace or a sneer. It's just as easy to be nice, be nice. I can't stop thinking about the time it took to tell me how fat and ugly I look. You could have taken those hours to read a good book. I guess I should be flattered. You don't like my candidate, don't like my songs. On some issues I'll give you. I could be wrong, but if you want to change hearts, have them listen to you. It's best not to call them a commie dyke Jew. It's just as easy to be nice, everyone, as it is to be an asshole. Easy to be kind as it is to be a jerk. A smile wears better than a grimace or a sneer. It's just as easy to be nice, be nice. They say that you were bullied, I bet you were yourself in junior high. Let me tell you, darling, so was I. I bet your only friends are those that you met online. Grab my hand, come out of the basement, say hello to humankind, everyone. It's just as easy to be nice as it is to be an asshole. Easy to be kind as it is to be a jerk. Smile wears better than a grimace or a sneer. It's just as easy to be nice. Last time, it's just as easy to be nice as it is to be an asshole. Have a good time editing that one.
Yeah, right. Well, this is a Studio C live session here, and live in person is Jill Sobule.
Yay.
And what a fun, What a fun number. But sometimes, you just kind of, it's all about the conversation, right? It's all about just trying to meet halfway or find some kind of a compromise. Maybe that would help. I mean, it has in the play, and when you met the bullies all those years later, and then you wrote that internet keyboard warrior troll, that song, and he ended up saying, wow, I love this.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of great. And so I when I do get things like that, and people who are angry at me for whatever reason, I do like to disarm them.
Yeah.
And they sometimes don't know what to do.
Right.
And I always like to think there's, a good person inside.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Well, hopefully so. I tend to believe that too. Like pretty much everyone has some level of good in them. You would think. You would hope.
Yeah.
We hope so. I have to ask about Supermodel as well, which was on one of the soundtrack to one of the biggest films of the 90s, Clueless.
I know.
Like, how did that happen, and how did that impact your following and your career?
Well, I got the call saying, there's this song, and would you like to do for this movie Clueless? And I had no idea if it was going to be a good movie or popular or not, but
yeah,
I thought, why not? It was great, so I did it, and we did a really fun video, but MTV thought it was too violent because I ended up, burning the prom and killing everyone,
Just that, yeah. It must be neat though to be like, has that kind of success and that those moments of mass appeal success kind of set the stage for you to do what you do for a number of years later like this?
Well, I think for better or worse is that I never, even with that and with the Kiss the Girl, I was always kind of an artist, and I never really was that ambitious. I wish I would have been to say, okay, I'm going to write songs so it hits the top of the Billboard charts. Mm-hmm. I was always kind of like, I'll somehow be taken care of somehow, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. And on one hand, I haven't been as successful as some of my peers, but on the other hand, no one has told me, ever directed me saying you should do this.
Right.
Do that. Right. So it's sometimes I wonder, maybe I should have compromised it a little more, but it's too late now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I am what I am.
Yeah. And reflect on kind of the cultural significance of the original "I Kissed a Girl," because this was the first Billboard hit charting song, like a openly
gay,
lesbian,
that had a gay thing.
Yeah.
Well, back then it was a hard thing because the label first thought, hey, I didn't even think it was going to make the record or be a single. I wrote it as a song that I thought was fun, but also I thought was, I wish I would have had when I was a kid. I mean, I knew that song, we had to keep it on the surface light and funny so we could get away with our insidious gay agenda. But the label didn't know what to do with it, and it was, they wanted to backtrack, like this is a novelty song, for instance, in the video, which was a great video, but remember Fabio was in it as kind of the goofy guy, and at the end I was supposed to actually have a kiss with the neighbor girl, and that was going to be the first time ever on MTV or TV at all, and the last minute they chickened out and they had me pregnant with Fabio's baby instead.
Oh, okay.
But so there was a while that I was like, the song has kind of ruined me, made me out to be, not a serious artist, a novelty artist. But in the last years, several years, every show I get or do, I get someone coming up to me saying that song meant a lot to them growing up. And really help them. And so to me, like when I say music is a social service, I feel like, I I did somewhat of a good job here.
Yeah.
And so taking that back and that song and yeah, and proud of
Yeah.
it. But at the time it was, trying to tell some of my younger friends, it was a different era, a different atmosphere.
Different response,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it is a pleasure to have you here for our Studio C session on the Summit. It's Jill Sobule. How about one more song? What do you want to play next?
Let's see what we should play next. I think a sing-along would do well, huh?
Let's do it.
Well, here, this was on an earlier record. Here's a song that I thought we talked about, it's been a particularly hard time for a lot of people. And so I thought I would leave you all out with a good vibe. So here's a song about the apocalypse. Tomorrow the ground may shake, like they said it was bound to happen one day, and the Hollywood sign will fall, the final call. Don't you fret and don't be blue. You had me and I had you. It was a good life. It was a good life. Tomorrow we could all be gone when the Russian gangsters sell the bomb and the waves come roaring from the sea. 100-foot swells over Venice Beach. Don't be scared and take my hand. We'll swim into the promised land. It was a good life. It was a good life. Tomorrow a tiny virus may grow, and everyone, and it's not the cold or a hole in the sky will open wide. The aliens land on the 105. If it comes to that, what can we do? You had me and I had you. It was a good life. It was a good life. I said a boom, boom, crash, crash underneath the overpass. Burn the buildings, flying glass. A good life. On the day the earth stood still, we won't have to pay our bills. As the mud slides down the hill, a good life. We won't have to make our beds, break out the booze, and like I said, let's have a ball before we're dead. A good life. Let the pious rise above. We'll go down in our sweet love. It was a good. Will you guys sing it with me? Was it? How about let's be positive? It is a good life. 1, 2, 3. It's a good life. It's a good life. It's a good life. It's a good life. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Jill Sobule here on the Summit FM. It's a Studio C session made possible by Wayside Furniture and Blind & Sons. Thank you so much, Jill.
Thank you. This is a joyful thing to do.
Yeah, radio is fun, right? Doing these things, live audience.
Yeah, not everything's like this.
Yeah.
You got a special thing going on.
Well, we always say not every city has a radio station like what we do at the Summit. So thank you for being a part of it. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Jill Sobule on the Summit Studio C.